World War II was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all of the great powers, and was marked by significant events involving the mass death of civilians, including the Holocaust and the strategic bombing of industrial and population centers. The war began with the invasion of Poland by Germany on September 1, 1939, which led to the declaration of war by Britain and France. This was followed by a series of German military successes, including the conquest of Norway, Denmark, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and France by 1940. In 1941, Germany invaded the Soviet Union, and the United States entered the war after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. The war in Europe ended with the surrender of Germany on May 8, 1945, and the war in the Pacific ended on August 15, 1945, with the surrender of Japan. World War II was the deadliest conflict in human history, with an estimated 50 to 85 million fatalities worldwide, including the Holocaust, which resulted in the systematic murder of approximately 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany. The war led to significant political, social, and economic changes, including the formation of the United Nations, the emergence of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers, and the beginning of the Cold War. The war also saw the development and use of new technologies, including nuclear weapons and jet aircraft. Overall, World War II had a profound impact on the world and continues to shape global events and international relations to this day. World War II was a global conflict that took place across many regions of the world. The major theaters of the war included: Number 1, Europe. The war began in Europe with Germany's invasion of Poland in 1939. The war in Europe involved the Axis powers, including Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allied powers, including Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. The war in Europe ended with the defeat of Germany in 1945. Number 2, Pacific. The war in the Pacific began with Japan's surprise attack on the US naval base at Pearl Harbor in 1941. The war in the Pacific involved Japan and the Allied powers, including the United States, Britain, and Australia. The war in the Pacific ended with Japan's surrender in 1945. Number 3, Africa. The war in Africa began in 1940 with Italy's invasion of British-controlled Egypt. The war in Africa involved the Axis powers, including Germany and Italy, and to Allied powers, including Britain and the United States. The war in Africa ended with the defeat of the Axis powers in 1943. Number 4, Asia. The war in Asia began with Japan's invasion of China in 1937. The war in Asia involved Japan and the Allied powers, including China, the United States, and the Soviet Union. The war in Asia ended with Japan's surrender in 1945. Number 5, Middle East. The war in the Middle East involved the Axis powers, including Germany and Italy, and the Allied powers, including Britain and the Soviet Union. The war in the Middle East ended with the defeat of the Axis powers in 1943. Overall, World War II was a truly global conflict that involved many regions of the world and had a significant impact on the course of world history. Subscribe channel for history-related topic.